Here's Johnny!
Retrospectable.
Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. If you saw my upload on the 6th of Feb, I uploaded a full playthrough of the Little Nightmares 2 demo. Now, obviously, apart from me playing badly, I want to revisit this demo, and discuss how Tarsier Studios have improved upon the formula from the first game. We'll go back through some sections of the demo and break it down, and you'll hear my thoughts, and let's get to it. So right off the bat, a couple of things immediately spring to mind when we look at the opening of this demo. Firstly, the state in which our character wakes up and the objects around him. We see a TV next to Mono. Now, if we look back to Little Nightmares 1, we see Six waking up beside a suitcase. Now, this had ramifications going towards the end of the game. Could this TV play a thematic part in the story of Little Nightmares 2? You know, that remains to be seen. Just to add to this point, we know the Thin Man was identified at the end of the Secrets of the Maw DLC from the first game, when you find him on a TV screen. The fact that Mono wakes up next to a TV and we know the Thin Man is his central antagonist in this game cannot be a coincidence. So, if we look again at the area in which we wake up in, the woodland area, two things immediately spring to mind. Number one, Inside. Number two, Limbo. Both games developed by Playdead. Now, that's fantastic inspiration to draw from. We know how good those games are. Tarsier, good job. Let's continue. I really like how Tarsier have incorporated set pieces and traps into their world building for this demo. Now we see Mono have to outrun falling tree trunks and navigate bear traps beneath leaves, and also tripwires activating various traps around Mono. I feel Tarsier have really doubled down on how the world building feeds into its storytelling and also feeds into gameplay. I think it's really brilliant stuff so far, and it's definitely giving me high hopes for the game. So here we see that Tarsier is utilising the theme from the first game. It's a great choice, it's a great piece of music, and we see how it highlights Six's past, while also highlighting Mono's present, and how these characters are linked together. Great piece of music, great direction, great callback to the original game. Let's continue. As the player meets Six, the dynamic plays out between them. The game takes on an almost more cooperative-like approach. This isn't a bad thing. I mean, from the footage below you can see that the game requires two characters to solve the puzzles on the screen. Now, this opens itself up to create more dynamic, more involved puzzles and scenarios in the full game, which is great. I found that Six didn't need much convincing either to take certain actions. Should always be in the right place or doing the right thing when they needed it to be. That was great. For some games, the AI can be wonky, can be fiddly. It's good to see from the demo that that isn't the case here. So here we see the bad guy for this section of the game and for the demo. I assume he's being called the Hunter. I mean, let's face it, he looks like one. When he's chasing you down with his shotgun, and you're having to dodge and weave his attacks and hide in that ditch, to then follow him through the woodland. This bad guy strikes fear in the player, and he easily stands up with the likes of the janitor, the chef, and the lady, all three characters from the first game. Very, very good stuff. It looks like Tarsier is elaborating on how encounters take place and how they progress moving forward. This encounter was very multifaceted. Really, really fun encounter to play. So, from a brief glimpse of this demo, we've seen how Tarsier have taken inspiration from Playdead and incorporated that infamous woodland environment to the start of the game. Fantastic stuff. We've seen how Tarsier have incorporated world building and gameplay through mechanics given to the player, through the activation of traps, escaping of set pieces, making the exploration of the world that Tarsier have created a puzzle and a mystery in itself only adds to the experience. We've also discussed the Hunter, the bad guy in this demo, and how his mechanics differ greatly from the enemies in the first game, how his encounters transition into different scenarios, and the player has to adapt to meet the needs of that current situation. We've discussed how Six and Mono interact, and how Tarsier has incorporated cooperative elements into the second game, again furthering from the foundation set in the first game. And the fact we've seen all this in a 20-minute demo is astounding. The possibilities are indeed endless, and the bar is set really high. Come the 14th of February, I'll be playing straight away. Expect a review coming soon. I really cannot wait. Just as a general note, if you're lucky like me and you live in the UK, it turns out Little Nightmares 2 physical copies are delayed due to Brexit. So, if you live in the UK like I said, make sure to pre-order the game on whichever online retailer you use. If you play it on Xbox, pre-order it on the Microsoft Store. If you play on PlayStation, pre-order it on the PlayStation Store. And if you play on PC, which I don't, I assume it will be on Steam. Yeah, just make sure you pre-order it online if you live in the UK. This way you'll make sure you'll be playing Little Nightmares 2 as soon as it drops. Hey guys, thanks for watching. My next review will be a play or pass on Little Nightmares 2, so stay tuned. Please subscribe and like the video only if you enjoyed it. And if you find yourself with craving for a different perspective, tune back in to Retrospectable.